So we can start ignoring that. I wanted to go and look at that Java file. So let's move that. It was blocky core.jar. And Java files are jar files. They are just compressed in zip. So let's make a directory called decomile. And we can unzip it and retrieve a few extra files. So we got the manifest and a Java class file. Java class files can be decompiled with a tool called JAD. When we run against that, we get blockycore.jad. If we just looked at the class file, we'd see it's a binary. You may be able to piece together and be like, ooh, SQL user, SQL pass, and then we got root, and this, it's probably the password. But if you look at the decompiled output, very, very plain text at what this is, and we got root and a password. So I'm going to create a file, and also I want to go back to this window, and we'll call that recon just so we stay organized. JET is great for showing the decompile process, but it's not that good in actual practical use. So I'm going to copy my password file out of this directory real quick because I realized I copied it into a bad spot. And the reason why I say it's not that great for practical use is if we had a Java file like this grief prevention that had a lot of class files, it is just very difficult to do. So let's go move that here and make a new directory. Unzip it. We get a bunch of class files, and if we just did something silly like zerged it over to JAD, we get all the files. It doesn't have their hierarchy, and sometimes they overwrite each other and you get bad things. We can grep cat.pw and grep for, let's say, 8ysq to see if that password is in there. Wasn't. A much better approach to Java decompiling is use a tool called jd-GUI. If you don't have that, you can just do apt install jd-GUI. And what this does is just gives you a nice IDE-like interface to view the Java files. There's a bunch of other Java decompilers. I like IntelliJ, but I don't know if that's free, so I showed you the JD-GUI option. And if you wanted to see the blocky core that had the password, very simple. And we see the passwords there. So that's about it for the Java decompiling. The next step would be to try to brute force a way in with the password. So discovered FTP, so let's try that. 10, 10, 10, 37, try root, and the password. Failure.